Hello everyone, welcome back to the class. On today's class, we'll be discussing on this topic, that is, why does monsoon retreat? Why does monsoon retreat, or what happens during retreating monsoon season? Which are the different climatic phenomena observed during this time, and associated things we will learn. So let's start today's class. So what happens, what we studied in the previous class? Previous class we studied about how southwest monsoon originates. So there we have learned that southwest monsoon originate because during June, what happens? The sun is providing vertical rays over the Tropic of Cancer, and low pressure center is originated over here. Okay, and this low pressure center is extending towards east along the Ganga plain. As a result, a monsoon trough is formed. Monsoon trough is formed. And gradually, the low pressure belts are formed in different parts of India, like Peninsula, Plateau region, all over landmass of India. Okay, but the surrounding water bodies, there is high pressure. This also we have learned due to differential heating and cooling of land and ocean water. So on the land during this time, during June time, there is low pressure, and in the surrounding water bodies there will be high pressure. That's why the southeast trade wind, which is blowing from the subtropical high pressure belt in southern hemisphere towards the equator, it will be crossing equator and quickly moves towards the low pressure belt. From which direction? From southwest direction. This is clear. So the southwest monsoon is originated when there is low pressure on the landmass and high pressure on the surrounding water bodies. As it blows from water bodies, that's why it brings enough moisture with it, and it will be causing rainfall in most of the parts of India. Okay. Now what happens after June to September? June, July, August, September. These four are the southwest monsoon season, or we know this is the rainy season. Now after this hot and humid rainy season, what comes? That is October and November month. And during this time, the sun starts moving southward. We know this is the apparent movement of the sun. So what happens? During June, sun was here, and now after September, sun starts, or from September you may say, because we know 23rd September, sun will provide vertical ray where? On equinox, on the equator. Okay, so that is called the autumnal equinox. So during September or in the last of September, the sun's position will be on the equator. So sun moves towards south. So as the sun moves towards south, see this, as the sun moves towards the south, what will happen? These low pressure areas, means we know as the sun is moving towards south, the pressure belts are also shifting from north towards the south with the movement of sun, with the apparent movement of sun. So what will happen? These low pressures, now I am showing through this green color pen, just notice. So this low pressure will be shifted by the high pressure belts. See, this low pressure will be shifted by the high pressure belts. Now sun is where? Sun is on the water body. Then what will happen? On the water body, the high pressure will be shifted by the low pressure. This all high pressure will be shifted by the low pressure. Then what will happen? Wind is always blowing from high pressure towards the low pressure. Now here is high pressure and here is low pressure. Now what will happen? Winds will be blowing from high pressure towards the low pressure. So southwest monsoon will be weakened. Okay, so southwest monsoon cannot proceed. It cannot proceed towards the interior of the country because there is already high pressure is developed. Clear? So as sun is shifting or sun is moving southward, with sun the pressure belts are also shifting, and the low pressure belt on the landmass will be shifted by the replaced by the high pressure belts, and high pressure belts will be shifted by the low pressure belt. As a result, the southwest monsoon wind cannot enter the landmass as because there is high pressure developed. Clear? And this is called, it will be retreating back. It will be retreating back. And that retreat will be taking place from the northeast direction. Clear? Retreat will be taking place from the northeast direction. So this is called the retreating monsoon. And why retreats? Why southwest monsoon retreats? Once again I am telling, let's recall. The reason is during October-November, the sun is moving towards the south as a result, and sun will be establishing itself gradually on the Tropic of Capricorn. As a result, the northern hemisphere is devoid of sun's vertical ray. As a result, what will happen? On the landmass, there will be high pressure, and on the water bodies, surrounding water bodies, there will be low pressure. As a result, the southwest monsoon winds cannot proceed further towards the landmass, and it will be gradually retreating back. And that retreat will be taking place from northeast direction. So this is the thing which happens during this retreating monsoon season. Now, what are the climatic phenomena which are associated with this season? Now see, this retreating monsoon season mainly falls between two types of season, means in the transition zone. Which are those two types of season? One is the your hot and humid rainy season. Another one is the cold and dry winter season. So it comes in between the transition period. And if you observe carefully during October, then you can find that during the day, the temperature is high enough. Humidity also is very high. We all are sweating during that time. But the sky is cloudless. It doesn't bring any rainfall during that time. Clear skies. And during night, during midnight time, there is a fall in the temperature, drop in night temperature. So high humidity and temperature during day and drop in the night temperature. This type of oppressive weather, sultry weather, is called October heat. So October heat is one climatic phenomenon which is experienced during the retreating monsoon season during October-November. So retreating monsoon season, if the question is what is the duration of retreating monsoon season, you will say October-November. These 2 months are called retreating monsoon season, and retreating monsoon falls in the transition between the two types of season. One is the hot and humid summer season, or you can say rainy season. Another one is the cold and dry winter season, which starts from December, January and up to February. That is the winter season. And retreating monsoon season, another phenomena is the tropical depressions associated with rainfall. What happens? Let's see. So sun is here on the water body, and as sun is shifting southward, it will be providing vertical ray over on the water body. As a result, you can see that low pressure belt is originated in the surrounding region of the Andaman Sea. Let me rub this. So low pressure belt, this is the Andaman Island, and in the surrounding region of Andaman Island, the low pressure zone will be more intensified. Low pressure will be more intensified. Now what will happen? In this low pressure area, the tropical depressions will be formed, which is associated with the cyclonic storm and rainfall. Now in this way, the tropical depression is formed, the cyclonic storms are formed, and as the retreating monsoon is retreating back, I told from northeast direction it will be retreating back. So as it is retreating back, it will be collecting moisture. Although it is blowing from land towards the sea, that's why it doesn't bring any moisture with it from the land, because there is no source of collecting moisture in the land. right? But when it blows on the Bay of Bengal, it will be collecting little bit of moisture, and due to the cyclonic deflection, what will happen? It will be deflected towards the eastern coast. As a result, in these areas, there will be rainfall. Sporadic type of rainfall will be happening along the eastern coast. Which areas are receiving rainfall from this source? The eastern coast area, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha coast maybe, Coromandel coast mostly. These coasts will get rainfall during this time through the tropical cyclonic depression. So you can say during October-November, the tropical cyclone is originated on Bay of Bengal, and during that time, this tropical cyclone only is deflecting the retreating monsoon wind towards the eastern coast. As a result, eastern coast get rainfall during the retreating monsoon season. Okay, so this is all about today's lecture. We learned, which are the things we learned? We learned why does monsoon retreat? The reason we have learned due to the southward movement of sun and the shifting of the pressure belts. Then we learned about that in which direction the retreating monsoon blowing, and which are the climatic phenomena associated with this retreating monsoon season during this time. The tropical cyclone with rainfall and the tropical cyclone with rainfall and your October heat. This is very important. These two phenomena are mainly we can observe during this retreating monsoon season. Okay, so during retreating monsoon season, rainfall occurs along the Coromandel coastal region or the eastern coastal region. They receive rainfall during that time. But during summer season, or you may say the rainy season, June, July, during this time, Coromandel coast, they mainly do not get by eastern coast or eastern coast, they do not get rainfall in that way, because it is located in the rain shadow region of Western Ghat. During that time, doesn't get rainfall from which source? Guess it. The source is southwest monsoon of Arabian Sea branch. Cannot bring rainfall in eastern coast during the rainy season. Moreover, the Bay of Bengal branch also could not bring rainfall during the rainy season in the eastern coast region because it blows parallelly with it. During the retreating monsoon season, this area gets rainfall through the retreating monsoon winds. Okay, so today's class up to this. If any query, let me know. Thank you.